Hello everyone, this is Terry from Genkigamingtv, and we're back with a second Yokai Watch video for this week. Happy 4th channel anniversary. It's hard to believe, 4 years, even though I technically started like 3.5 years ago, or 3.5 years really into it, like uploading multiple times a week, like 2 or 3 times in general. But yeah, today's Yokai Watch video is about Jibanyan's origin, kind of. It's basically describing backstory of Jibanyan, plus some information about the other nyans that we call clone characters that the general populace would deem as kind of lame, even though the clones actually are kind of not clones when you get down to the root of the origin. So let's dive into our story about a cat that likes it like that, our friendly neighborhood Neko. The lore behind Jibanyan is based off of both a BakeNeko and a Nekomata, but let's dive into his story. Let's start about how his life got turned upside down. Jibanyan died because of a car accident trying to be Super Cat, basically. He was trying to save the day. He was just a normal kitty cat named Rudy, or Ruby, I think. His owner was a sweet and kind girl named Emi-chan. And Jibanyan has shown the same loyalty that he showed to Emi-chan, to Keita/Nate. For the most part, we can all agree Jibanyan is a very loyal and trustworthy yokai, or trusting yokai. But in the past, Jibanyan as a yokai has resorted to possessing people to make them fight incoming trucks. After many failed attempts to do so himself, our boy with an I, Jibanyan, loves chocobars, and next time Harmony, aka Nyan-KB, next Harmony, aka Nyan-KB, is based off of AKB48? Yeah, it's AKB48, right guys? I'm typing it in, yeah, AKB48, which is a all-girl pop idol group from Japan. These girls, they sing and they dance, and there's like different teams, so Jibanyan is basically hooked on them. So yeah, and with that really in mind, we'll transition on. He is always willing to fight for his friends for the most part. And I know you guys are asking, but Terry, you said that the Fruitanyans and Jibanyan and Robonyans, all of the clones, they actually make sense in this world, right? They're not just marketing tools? Yes, viewer, they aren't exactly just marketing tools. They kind of are, but not 100%. They're marketing tools only to a certain degree. But let's dive into the BakeNeko lore. A BakeNeko is a type of Japanese yokai. It is a cat that has been changed into a yokai. It is often confused with another cat-like yokai, the Nekomata. The distinction between the two of them is the amount of tails. The Nekomata has 2, while the BakeNeko only has 1. The reason for cats being seen as yokai, or the popularization of clone characters of Jibanyan, has to deal a lot with mythology associated with cats. During Edo Japan, cats were kind of seen as a little bit different in the folklore than how we see them in the modern world. Cats' eyes sometimes change shape depending on the time of day. If you pet them during winter, they sometimes have static electricity while being petted. They sometimes lick blood. And when I say lick blood, I refer to them like licking wounds. Cats have even been known to do that to us, their human owners, too. Like if we ever have like a cut on our finger, or like on the side of our hand, or anything like that, our animal companions, I mean even dogs do that to a certain extent, where they kind of love you incompassionately and like treat you like one of their own, or like you're one of their own after a while. But back to cats, the way they walk without making a sound in their wild natural habitat and in cities sometimes builds to the suspense of their lure, along with their nocturnal habits, the fact that cats are really, really fast for the most part. Even our house cats that we sometimes underestimate can be quick kitties. There are many yokai associated with animals other than cats, but cats in particular have acquired a great number of tales and superstitions surrounding them due to their unique position between nature and civilization. As you guys know, cats can be found in rural areas, towns, well, small towns, big cities. One of the folklore beliefs concerning BakeNeko is that they would often lick oil out of oriental lamps. And this is from the Edo period and from the Wakan Sansai, which is like a publication from that period of time. Little do these people know the oil they were using was fish oil, most likely from sardines. And Japanese people tended to share their leftovers with the neighborhood cats, like their leftover grain, veggies, and sometimes fish. And here's a little bit of additional BakeNeko lore as well. There is a mysterious air surrounding cats, and in the Edo period, for the Edo period red light districts, they were sometimes associated with like the imagery of prostitutes during that time, but it was something popularized in Kusazoshi, which I think is another publication. It doesn't really say here source wise. And what I basically have found here is that superstition can be triggered from like many different avenues here. It's all dependent upon the area that the story was kind of built in. And one of them refers to cats that were killed by humans in a brutal manner that would cause them to become BakeNeko. And of course, the humans that have done that to them. The story of BakeNeko are not only about aged cats, but sometimes about revenge against cruel humans. And some BakeNeko have even shape-shifted into humans, either as a beautiful man or a beautiful woman. And in one story from Shimane Prefecture is a story about a cat that actually shape-shifted into a human and wanted to engage in sumo. Like, some of these are really strange stories, but in the most positive way, that explains why there's so many nyans. It's a nyan phenomenon. It's Giga Nyan Maxing. But a lot of these were from the Edo period, which was from, I think, 1603 to 1866 or 67. And there's even Yokai Watch or Yokai lore from China as well about cats. In Xinjiang, which I probably botched the city name in China. It is said that a cat, after having been raised for 3 years by humans, would then start bewitching them, because it is said that cats with white tails are especially good at this. They arouse the custom of refraining from raising white cats, since it is said that they have this ability to bewitch humans. It comes from the spiritual energy of the moon. It is said that when a cat looks upon the moon, whether its tail has been cut or not, it should be killed on the spot. That just makes me depressed. Do not kill cats. But let's get into domesticated cats Nekomata style, which Jibanyan was definitely domesticated. He had a human and everything like that. But boom, Nekomata time. I almost said Nekonyana, which is really bad. We'll just talk about a couple little stories in what is now Toyama Prefecture. At Nekomatayama, it is said that Nekomata would eat and kill humans in what is now also Fukushima Prefecture. Nekomata that shapeshift into humans and fool people, like at Mount Nekomadake, sometimes have their legends be named after the location. There actually are large cats living in mountainous areas that have been attacking humans or were attacking humans during that time. And there's also a connection with Nekomata and the Shiman. Is it a... what is the instrument called? A shimane? It's like a little banjo or a little guitar of sorts. A shamisen. And in regards to the yokai depiction, also from the Edo period. Literally everything is from the Edo period for the most part regarding some of this lore. I mean, there's other lore from other periods, but this is the main one we'll focus on. And a lot of this really focuses on cats having sharp senses, the whole 9 lives thing. And speaking of sharp senses, in one of the sections, it is said that Nekomata have been considered devilish from ones from times immemorable due to fear and folk beliefs such as dead resurrecting at funerals, or that 7 generations would be cursed as a result of killing a cat. It is thought that the legend of the Nekomata was born from that. Also in folklore, cats and the dead are related, as carnivores cats have a sharp sense of smell and can detect the smell of even a tiny bit of rotting, I don't want to say corpse, but it's referring to a corpse here. And some folklore believes that cats would sense it and like come to dying or something like that, but it doesn't really say that as in the terms in black and white. Basically, it does kind of hint towards that. But back to a little bit more into things with the shamisen. There is a depiction of a Nekomata playing a shamisen, but since that was something from Edo, this particular instrument was oftentimes made out of the skin of cats, and the Nekomata would sing sad songs about its own species, and is often depicted in this situation wearing geisha clothing, basically a long kimono, a long kimono. And there's also other depictions of Nekomata walking on 2 legs, Even in China, there are references to yokais even further than what I referenced earlier. There's a yokai called the Senri, which is leopard cat. This is a leopard cat that has grown old and gained divine spiritual power. That is over 9,000, and that would shapeshift into a beautiful man and or woman to suck the spirit out of humans. But this myth is believed to have come from the Nekomata. I mean, there's so many cat myths. Even the Maneki Neko, or the beckoning cat, stems off of the Nekomata and BakeNeko lines of mythology. So yeah, that was this origin. Thank you guys for your continued support. I hope you have a wonderful day.